The market moves higher to start the week. Is it just fool's gold? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that the market should be completing wave 1 of C to the downside, and we should be looking for a wave 2 bounce back toward that 4,500 area, and that's exactly what we saw. The market moved higher over the weekend, and now the question is, are the bulls back, or is this fool's gold? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, the market did bounce as expected, so let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so in last week's video, I noticed that some people had some issues understanding what the contract roll was and how it's not a gap up. And so this big gap that you see right here on the chart from last Thursday into Friday, this 50-point gap up, it is not a gap up in price because the bulls are buying. It's a gap up because the contract switched from September to December. And the way I know that is because right down here, there's a icon on the chart that tells me that the contract roll has happened. So show continuous contract switch. So that's what this is. I click on it and it says on Friday the 8th, we're going to switch from September to December. So in this video, this will be the last day we use the September contract. It's ESU 2023 if you want to type it in on yours. But I wanted to show you that and then show you how to fix it. So if you want to see what this really looks like with the adjustment, you hit this B adjust in the bottom on TradingView if that's what you're using. I'm sure other platforms have things to do this, but on TradingView, it's this B adjust down here, and you click that and it moves it together so there is no gap, and you can see the continuous kind of price here and how it looks. Now it is 50 points higher, up around 45.39 here, but it's still in the same concept of a 1-2 setup. So when we get into the other chart, we'll see what we're looking at a little differently, and then later in the week we're going to switch over back to ES1, but I know the contract roll was a little bit confusing for you, so for some of you, so I wanted to go through that. So we're going to go over to our ES 2023 chart. Okay, guys, so we're on the ESU 2023 contract. That is, again, the September contract. Okay, I will move to the December contract tomorrow in tomorrow's video, but I wanted to keep it continuous over the weekend so people weren't confused. You obviously saw the contract roll on the last chart. So what we are looking at is the same concept on both charts. We're looking at this being an A, a B. I told you that 1 of C was coming close to concluding down here. We should look for a bounce, and that's what we saw. The target was 44.91 to 45.21. So far, they've hit 44.95. So playing out pretty much how you'd expect with an ABC move up. And now we would look for a move down from the bears. So one of the things you want to do when you're looking at setups and how they all work with Elliott Wave is you want to make sure everything fits. So in this case, we're tracking an ABC. So off the top here, you have A down, B up, and then we're starting C down. That would typically target the 1.0 of A and B. So if I measure from here to here and then to the top, I've already done this. It would measure to the 1.0, which if we move down, comes in at 42.63, roughly. Okay, I actually have it at 42.65. That's a little closer. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that the C wave that we're measuring and looking at fits. So if the C wave, okay, if this one was way down here and then way up here, well, the target for this C wave would be way down here at 40.84. So that's not going to be something that fits. So you want to make sure it fits. So what we look at is when we measure, we want to measure now the C wave 1-2. You're going to measure from the top of B down to the bottom of wave 1 of C to the top of wave 2 of C, where we think it is right now. Roughly, it's at that 44.95 area. It can obviously go a little bit higher. And we want to see where our 2.0 ends up off of that, and is it close to our 1.0? So our 1.0 was at 42.65, okay, and our 2.0 off of this is at 42.66. So they're targeting basically the exact same area, which tells me that the proportions of this C wave are accurate. Okay, so now we look for 3, 4, and 5 to complete that move down into the 42.60 area to give us a bigger wave 4. All right, so just something to note when you're looking at how to measure these things and kind of make sure that your idea is playing out properly. It's something I do go over in the course, but just something for you in this video to understand kind of how to get that confluence and make sure everything fits together. So again, the primary is that we are looking for this A, B, 1 of C. We're looking for 2 of C to top 44.91, 45.21. Then you'd look for 1 of 3, 2 of 3, a breakdown, and then 4 and 5 into that 42.65 area. Over on the NASDAQ, first of all, we are on the NQU 2023 September contract. Same concept. The NASDAQ did not gap up on Friday. It was a contract roll. And we are on the last contract, which is September. Same concept. You can hit that B adjust button on the NQ1 exclamation point symbol to close it up and make it look like this. The prices will just be a little higher, and we will move to that chart tomorrow. So over here, we've got so far what looks like a pretty good 5 down on the NASDAQ from the top. So we do have the potential for this to be a wave 1 or a wave A, because wave A's can be 5 waves. Then a very clear 3-wave move up here for wave 2. And then we've got 1 of 3 or 1 of C, depending on if this is A, B, or 1, 2. But 1, 2, and then we look for 3, 4, 5 down towards the 14,200 area. Again, these are September contract prices. The 14,200 area is where we would target, assuming that this plays out the way we want. And a pretty good indication of this would be a move down to break this wave 1 low. That would be a really strong start to this move down and give us a pretty good indication that we're on our way towards that 14,200 area on the NASDAQ in our primary count. Again, just like on the ES, they do have the bullish diagonal count. This is an ABC up for 1, 2, ABC for 3, 4, and then you look for ABC for 5, back up towards the 16,000 area. You'd have a leading diagonal on the NASDAQ, and then you'd pull back and go from there. So that's what we're looking at on both charts. We either are looking for that C wave breakdown that takes us into that 4260 area or 14,200 area on the charts respectively, and then we'd look for a move up from there. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We do have our Elliott Wave for Beginners course, and this course is outstanding. It's online, and it's helping real traders make real money by understanding the market. You can see from the testimonials on the screen how much it is changing people's view of how the market works. Instead of the news cycles trying to push you around and say, oh, we had positive news, but the market went down. Oh, we had negative news, but the market went up. Elliott Wave gives you clear levels of understanding where support and resistance are and where you should expect the market to be headed when big catalysts arrive. It is an incredible course. It's 25 videos in 3 parts where I go through the introduction. So that gets your expectations, your mindset, tells you how to use the KISS method, why it works, all that kind of stuff. We have the chart setup and tools where I go through every single chart tool that you need to use along with Elliott Wave Theory to kind of confirm the levels you're looking at, make sure we're getting reversals, all that kind of stuff. And finally, our Elliott Wave for Beginners course, where we go through each wave, how it works, what its failure points are, what its targets are, how we confirm those things using the tools in this upper section, and gives you a very clear understanding of where the market should be headed and the key levels if it's not headed in the direction you thought. It is included in both monthly plans. So if you want to become a monthly member, you do get the Elliott Wave for Beginners course for free. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures his trades. It's so unique. It's something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. We are looking for this wave 2 to top out in the 45.20 area again on the September contract. It's going to be about 45.70 on the current contract, but 45.20 area is as high as we'd want to see it go, and then we're looking for a move down in C. So we're looking for this move to finish and get 1, 2, and then good night to the downside. If the bulls can come back and take out this high or get up near this high, we would have to look at this as a potential diagonal where wave 5 is going to be occurring in an ABC set. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A, B, C back toward these highs, okay, for that move up as a diagonal to complete this move. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup. We are looking at them completing the wave 2 up, and would look for the continuation in wave 2 to the down, or wave 3 to the downside of the bigger C wave. The NASDAQ does have a little better of a 1-2 setup instead of an AB, but we'll have to see how that plays out overall. Anyway, the overall, we're looking for 1, 2, and then we're looking for that breakdown towards the 14,500 area, one more bounce, and then 14,200 to close it out. Then we'd look for a move up from there. The bulls need to make a diagonal, so they look for an ABC higher toward the 16,000 area. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.